Hello and welcome to Ruby Weapon. I'm going to do a play-by-play. Hope you enjoy. Here we go. So, start of Ruby Weapon. You would think this is hard, but it's not really hard. Set numbers and letters around clockwise, like you would on a clock. Simple as that. North, south, east, west, blah blah blah. Optimize Ultima is just an AoE. Pretty easy to deal with. Doesn't do that much damage. The boss is quite slow actually. I thought I'd be ranting and talking a lot, but not really. Magitech bit, that's just, it goes on DPS, it spreads, just watch out for the lines basically. After this it'll be the worst mechanic in this. It's called Helioclaw. You want to try and stand halfway between the crescent and then move towards the butt and then into the middle to avoid the bone. A little bit like what I just did there, but a lot better. I'm gonna get hit on the next one because it's the worst. I hate this mechanic. I've got better over time, but you know, first time you'll probably get hit a lot. I've had situations where there's been like 4 vulnerability stacks on a lot of players. But we're moving on to Stamp. Stamp is just a tank buster. Just do what you usually do. It requires a tank swap, so tank swap as usual. What's coming up next? You can so Flexiclaw. This is going to be Raven's Claw afterwards. This is why I said you need to get your numbers and letters. So what you're going to see is there's lines. If you're a melee, you can go to where I just did on the long line to get safe spot, and then you move back to your letter or number. Liquefaction means you're going to have to stand on the rocks, and when you're doing this, you need to go to each corner of the one you're on. If you're in a pug or a good static, you can make it so you rotate around so the melee will always be on a short stack. Or a short line, sorry, it's not a stack. But you know what I mean. After this, they'll all disappear during Ruby Ray. You just need to get behind for Ruby Ray. It's very simple. But I'm pretty sure someone did just die. Again, another AoE, simple stuff. Very simple. This fight generally is very simple. I know I've said simple about 6 times, but it really is. As long as you have your letters and numbers, then that's fine. He'll do liquefaction now, meaning the room outside is not safe, and then he'll do a dash. He'll do this weird dash thing. It's fucking hard. Raven's Flight, that's the one. So he's going to do 3 dashes in the lines that he's done. So he's going to go south, west, and then southwest. So you look for his claw. It's on the left side of the boss, and then you go towards where he was on the opposite side. So for example, if he's on the left side, he will go to the right side because he turns on his second dash. I'm not really explaining this very well, but if you look at the footage, it's kind of obvious what I'm trying to say. Another AoE, and I believe it's another tank buster straight afterwards. Yeah, here it is. Just tank swap as usual. You can use invuln and stuff like that, but you don't really need to. Depends on what your healers are like, I suppose. And then he'll go north, and you need to split into 2 groups of 4. So 1 tank, 1 healer, 2 DPS. Just split up. After the big initial attack, you need to go to the sides because he'll do cut and run. And what cut and run does is, if you get hit because you're too close and not on the sides like what I just got, you'll get a vulnerable stack. Otherwise you'll just get hit normally. You need to either go north or south. I don't really know. I guess I know why people go south, because it's the shortest route as a ranged, but it's whatever. Ruby Ray, just get behind. If you are going to go south though, you should probably make 1 healer go south as well, just to heal those people. Then optimized Ultima, just another AoE. I generally do shake it off during cut and run, so that the healers have a much easier time getting back to heals. It's another Flexiclaw with Raven's Claw. This time it's going to be Undermine, however. This splits you into sections. You'll see very shortly. And if you're a melee, you want to be up close. If you're a range, you want to be behind. If you do have 2 melees on the same spot, well, that's just bad luck. and it should go like this. And there we go, that's done. After this, it's going to be another ruby ray. Simple, get behind. Followed by another AoE. At this point, you should have done a lot more damage than we are doing now. This is like first run, like not optimized, nothing. You probably get one. You'll get this flexi claw, which will be another set of dashes, but these ones are a lot easier. So this time, you go on the outside. You dodge his first 3 dashes, and then you just go into the middle and look where he's standing, and go to the opposite of where his claw is. So here we go, 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, go. And you can see he's going to be in the other 3, you look for his claw, and it's going to be on the 4 side or A side, whatever you want to call it. It's also a good reason for having numbers and letters, just to call things like that out. And at this point, he should most likely be either going into the middle to cast his final Ultima, or he's going to do what he's doing now, which is optimize Ultima, another tank buster, which all this should be skipped by now. Then I believe he does another Ruby Dynamo, whatever it's called, which is basically the starter of Cut and Run. Yeah, here we go. Ruby Dynamics, sorry, there we go. Split into your groups again, go to the sides, kill the boss. As a tank, it doesn't matter if you get hit. You know how it is, tank life, easy life, right? Then he'll come back, you'll hit him a little bit, he'll get pissed off, and then he'll go into the middle of the... Oh, sorry, he will actually do his Ruby Ray. It's been a long time, well, say it's been a long time, it's been like 3 days or whatever it is, since I've seen any of what happens right now, because by the time you do his last dashes, he's usually doing his final Ultima. And that's it, that's phase 1 done. Let's move on. I do have a list of abilities that happen in the paste bin thing down below, so if you want to check that out rather than just listen to my dumb voice, then go ahead. But we are moving on to phase 2. There are some dialogue here, but if you've noticed, I have not got it turned on. But she's basically saying, I am not Naildalmus, but then she evolves and there you go, she is. But she's not actually. Anyway. Phase 2, you're gonna love this word. Simple again. You start the fight, don't do all of your big opener, because you probably get 6 attacks or so before ads come. You get a red and a blue. If you're blue, tack red. If you're red, tack blue. For example, I'm blue, I go to red. The first thing I do is I hit it twice and then move it to D. On the opposite side, the other tank should move it to B. This means for Iron Chariot you have the numbers to avoid. If it does Lunar Dynamo, you go on to C for Iron Chariot. I just went to 3, it was enough space. Straight back in. The DPS will have like these little meteor dives, you just do a stack. They'll also have a line which they have to bring this ghost type thing towards the opposite ad, sorry. A Ruby Claw, if you've ever done turn 9, you know it's just a tank buster. At this point, greater memory, the mobs should probably be dead, but however if they're not, you just swap. See, this is Lunar Dynamo, you just go underneath it. There we go, straight back onto the boss. So what's going to happen now is in a sequence of looking away, AoE, and then getting to the numbers / letters that you selected. So negative aura, look away. If you don't look away, you can get rescued back in, but I mean, you shouldn't really be looking in the first place. So Delament Falls basically is a big AoE. You want to like shield Samba, whatever basically. Sorry about that. And then after this, you move to your numbers and letters. This just makes meteors a lot easier. So I'm D. That means that when I have a meteor, I just go to D. Same with everybody else. However, you call out the number 8. You call it out. So if you're, well, I'll see if I can see it here. So number 8 is 3. So you would go 3 is 8, or just say 3 3 3. Go back to the middle, do shake it off, or some mitigation, big heals, and then you want to get knocked into 3 with Screech. So you can see it's going to do Screech. You're going to get knocked into 3, and then the meteor will go off, and then you go straight back into the middle to avoid the AoE from the little meteor blast. And then comets come, so you're going to have your tanks basically use all their cooldowns, and they're going to stand in the last, you see these little forward marks? On the 5th one, they'll do Atlas, and you need to basically stand in it. And your team now has to kill both comets, because the other tank will also have it on the opposite side. Bradamante, that's just, you get marked, and it does a line attack to the people that is targeted. That's it. That's basically the fight done now. Hope you have a good one, but that's it. That's the fight. Kill it before outrage, and you're done. When I say kill it before outrage, I don't mean that one. There's like I think there's about 5 or so, but it's easy. Like, you know how to mitigate AoEs. Come on. If you don't by now, then what have you been playing? But yeah, there we go, that's it.